Goblins!
Goblins are nothing. They're the size of little children and just as stupid.
Goblins. Goblins.
I'll kill them with my bare hands. I've got you covered.
Goblins. Goblins. Goblin Slayer, the anime that's out to excite, amaze, and especially disgust you. Of course, that disgust goes in a very particular direction.
You were talking about goblins. Where are they?
This anime is amazing for a lot of reasons, but I really want to hone in on one particular piece of this puzzle. The first episode of Goblin Slayer is something a lot of anime viewers have heard of, even if they haven't watched it. It's all about luring the viewers into a false sense of familiarity. It presented itself as a run-of-the-mill fantasy anime. We've got a guild, we've got questing, we've got goblins, fantasies, and cute girls. Should be a pretty standard day. It wasn't. So a nice young girl walks into a guild. She's fresh from Bible study and ready to be an adventurer. She's a classic anime character that is always nice, completely pure, and she is a priestess. So from now on, I'm gonna be calling her Bible Girl. 1, because it sounds funny, and 2, I don't really remember her name. She's asked by 3 other rookies if she would like to accompany them to a goblin cave, where we immediately find out that these rookies are a few bolts shy of an Easter basket. That's to say, they're all completely stupid. While casually walking, not appearing to be in any sort of hurry, they say they didn't have time to get any supplies because they were in a rush to save the girls in this cave. Wild contradictions aside, it gets a little worse. Bible Girl is like, "We should make a plan, guys," which is a good idea and a seemingly innocuous statement. But for some reason, it halts the entire group. "I thought we were in a hurry." College-educated wizard girl is angry because why is anyone doubting her college education? Girl who wishes she was born as a man is like, "I'll protect you, baby." While this guy acts like a complete dumbass and smacks his long sword on the roof of the cave. Gee, I'm real sure this is gonna go great. Let's continue on. A little further into the cave, and the group find themselves a totem. Bible Girl wants to cast a spell to make the place a little brighter. It's dark, and for some reason, they only brought 1 torch. Must be about the whole no time to get supplies thing. Manly Girl and Dumbass just start walking away for whatever reason, and Educated Girl stops the spell because she thinks it's taking too long. I'll tell you what's taking too long, this goblin ambush. I don't like any of you characters. Hey, wouldn't you know it? It seems Goblin Slayer has me right where it wants me.
It's probably only your imagination.
If you're like me, before you even watched Goblin Slayer, you probably asked yourself, why goblins? They don't seem very intimidating. Well, we're all just kind of stupid. These are some creepy little bastards. They might look like a bunch of little silly green midgets, but this band of goblins, like the goblins in the rest of the show, are vile, disgusting, and downright evil, as you will quickly come to know. It's no secret that some of these characters absolutely get what's coming to them. Mostly. It's probably a great time to point out that this show has one of the only graphic content warnings I've seen on Crunchyroll, which is odd, because I've watched a lot of shit on Crunchyroll, and there is some stuff that could use a little bit of a warning.
FBI, open up!
Anywho, the goblins immediately attack. Educated Girl gets a good old stabbing, and so does the dumbass. As brutal as those 2 deaths were, I didn't like those characters, and I'm sure nobody else really did either, so they're not that hard to watch. What happens next will divide people, as there's generally 2 types of reactions. 1 being totally disgusted with the people who made the anime, and 2 being incredibly racist towards goblins because these disgusting bastards do something horrific. Nothing is explicitly shown, but we have a pretty good idea what's going on, and that is these goblins violating one of the girls that were in the cave. I can understand why some people would have a visceral reaction to this turn of events, but I do have to hand it to the people who made this anime. There's very few things that could happen to a character that could make us so angry and so looking forward to these goddamn goblins being killed, which is the whole point of the show. Oh yeah, and the Bible Girl is pretty much fine. She's just too cute to attack. Well, nope, she gonna die too. Damn it. Someone's playing rock music. Oh, hey. There's the main character. Well, this is great news for the Bible girl. This is one of the most auspicious events I've ever seen. The guy's literally named Goblin Slayer. He probably slays goblins. This guy is absolutely no nonsense. He's like, you're real stupid, you know that? Being down here. Oh, you're wounded? Let me help you with that.
Drink this. It will help with the pain.
Thanks.
Man, he really just yanked that son of a gun out of there. And then he proceeds to give her the anesthesia afterwards. Okay, so I don't know how fantasy potions work, but what I do know is that these goblins gotta go. They gotta die. And who better to do it than someone who really loves his job? I mean, it's quite endearing to hear Goblin Slayer merrily counting every goblin he eviscerates.
That's 1, and that's 2. 11.
Apparently, even after being wounded, Bible Girl's conviction is rock solid, so she wants to come with Mr. Goblin Slayer. He's like, okay. As they travel further down into the cave, they find what I assume to be the destroyed remains of that dumbass from earlier. Bible Girl immediately vomits everywhere, and Goblin Slayer has a typically opposite response, which boils down to calling the guy an idiot and then swiping his sword. He don't need it anymore. Free sword. Dope! Bible Girl isn't a worthless character. I quite like her. It's a lot of fun to see the dynamic between her and Goblin Slayer. He's just killing shit, casually talking about how he's killing shit, while at the same time, she appears to be having a religious experience seeing all this bloodshed. I'm sure it's been done in other anime, having two main characters that are complete opposites of each other, but here it's done in a very masterful way. Sir Goblin Slayer isn't a jerk, he's not mean in any way, but he's a man of sheer purpose that doesn't give thought to anything irrelevant. He's the kind of guy to see an orphanage on fire and go, not my problem. But at the same time, the second he hears about goblins, it's genocidal rampage time. On the complete opposite spectrum, Bible Girl is emotional, sensitive. She responds to different things happening around her, where Goblin Slayer is pretty much an emotionless brick wall. If he has emotions, it pretty much just comes from him seeing red every time he sees green. You see what I did there?
Now, this is epic.
A fantastic example of how this chemistry plays out is at the end of the cave. We've already gotten to know these two characters pretty well. We understand them, but this moment cements who they are in our mind. It also asks the viewer an incredibly moral question that I wasn't expecting both times I watched Goblin Slayer. The duo uncovers some pesky goblin children. Without a second thought, Goblin Slayer's like, we gotta put them down. They're gonna remember this and they're gonna come out and do some heinous things, the things we've already seen them do to other humans. Bible Girl is less excited about that, which is understandable. Peace, love, cute girls, they all go together. Except Goblin Slayer is like the opposite of all those things. So after a bit of munchkin smashing, Goblin Slayer and Bible Girl manage to save all the girls in the cave, and Bible Girl lovingly narrates to us that they're all gonna become nuns, because how else does one deal with all that shit that just happened? Ah, poor Bible Girl. Today she's been through quite literal hell, and it's all because of this one cave. How could she ever want to be an adventurer again? I'm sure if she just stays away from dangerous quests, maybe goes try to do some charity work, definitely stays away from the goblins, she'll be all right.
I'm killing goblins. Are you coming?
Yes!
I've been your goddamn American otaku. Stay metal as hell. Go watch Goblin Slayer. That's 02.